Turn the lights down low and watch all the vampires in silhouette. I run for the hills and try to keep my head. There's still a chance we can make it. Yeah, hold on, hope. It's what I'm saying, but the words don't come out right.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Para-Prob podcast. Hope y'all are doing well. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Before we get started tonight, I just want to talk about something real quick. There is two fundraisers going on right now that I want to just talk about because I know Parapost crew, we all support each other, we love each other, and we look out for each other. Paralinks, guys, welcome to the family. This is what we do. So the first I want to talk about is one a good friend of mine, Scotty, is doing. Scotty Wilson. I have the link for this one down in the description. It is to help the Stetzel family. So basically, Scott is asking for people to help donate for Stacy Stetzel. She's very loving and caring, really amazing person. Her and her husband have 5 kids. Well, Stacy has just been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she and the family are asking for help. So if you guys, even if you can't donate, if you could please share it out. Links are in the description for that. Please go check it out. Share some love and kindness. And like I said, do what you can. Even if it's $1 or $2, that's perfectly fine. Anything helps. But if everybody could please share that out, he and everybody would greatly appreciate it. And speaking of appreciating it, as most of you know, mental health is very important to myself and many others that we deal with in the field. Our new brother, Howard Petry, he actually has a foundation. Um, he's actually a founder of the Jessica Marie Petry Foundation. I will be sharing that out as well on my Facebook side. I'm going to see if I can get it. Let me see if I can put it in the. We'll try to put it here in the chat for everybody. There we go. If you guys could also check that out, share it out, and help if you can. Again, guys, even $1 or $2. Even $1 or $2 is perfectly fine because it's all about helping. That's all it is. It's all about helping, and that's what we're about here. So tonight, though, we have some fun. I have a very, very special co-host tonight, and a lot of you may know him, and we all love him. We are going to be talking about metaphysical equipment, and this individual has a lot of knowledge, and he's a lot of fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my co-host for this evening, the one and only, literally the one and only, my brother, Ken Allen. What is up, my brother?
What's up, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing, sugar plum?
I don't know. It's still a little early. We'll figure that out later.
Oh my God! How in the hell did you get me on here tonight, huh?
I don't fucking know. And by the way, just so you remember, this is an NC-17 show, so if you don't like the cussing, fucking do it. But
yeah.
Christina, welcome, and someone named Hey Mikey.
Oh, that sounds sexy. Hey, Mikey.
Yeah, every time I hear Mikey, I think of like the old Life commercial serial.
Every time I hear Mikey, I think of the 90s when I went down on. Never mind.
Oh well, we can say that for another show. What's up, David? How you doing? Ken, I don't know if you know David or have seen him on the Wizard's Table. Which, by the way, for those who don't know, Ken and Mistress B have a wonderful show called The Wizard's Table. But David is always here, like 15, 20 minutes early, saying hi to everybody. I love that.
I know that name. I know that name for sure.
Hey, Casey. That's Fuzzle, one of my good friends. And we all know this one, the queen of paranormal, Patty from the G Team. Love her. And, there's squeakers.
We're in trouble now. We're in trouble now. Hey, baby.
We're only in trouble if Mr. Brian John Laverty shows up. Now, then we're in trouble.
There's Sean Ellis.
What's up, Sean? It's supposed to be Enlightened Souls, but he put England Souls Paranormal, so I don't know if they changed their name or. Just giving you shit, John. Love you, brother. Raymond Newsom, what's up, brother? How are you tonight?
Raymond.
The wonderful Courtney Peterson. She's awesome. She's freaking everywhere and on it. And of course, Facebook user. Facebook user is freaking everywhere.
Facebook user is everywhere, bro. I get Facebook user on my show all the time.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Nerd Witch, how are you this evening? Welcome. Let's see. Dina. Hello, Dina. How are you? Man, these guys are on it tonight. You guys are going to kill us again. It's going to be another 45 minutes of just comments. I love it. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, shit.
We're not doing this again. Ken's responding to me, so it must be your
He
fault.
said your mic's not on, so I'm responding to you, and your mic's not on. Jesus Christ. Hail Satan. What do these people think of us tonight?
I don't know. What's up, Bill? No, see, I believe him because I'm always having technical problems.
What's up, Facebook user? Phone not smart.
Raven. It's Hope Paranormal. It's David. What's up, brother? How you doing? David Hope, the newest P3 family member. Much love to you, brother. Welcome. So, for those of you who don't know this guy, you must be living under a fucking rock because Ken is phenomenal. Mistress B, equally phenomenal. And Ken, you said to me backstage that Mistress B actually keeps you like grounded. And
she does keep me grounded because I'm a little out there.
Aren't we all?
That's
Aren't
putting
we
it
all?
lightly. Yeah, Mistress B keeps me grounded because I'm a little out there. You know, my craft and her craft is a little bit different, but I'm trying with all my heart and all my love and all my soul to bring her over to the dark side of witchcraft, sorcery, wizardry, you know, warlockism, etc., etc. She's getting there. She's got it.
Well, who was it? Oh, it was Brian. Brian's show, Through the Lens. He had a wonderful guest on, a guy named Michael Wong. Can't remember off the top of my head his team name right now, but he is pretty much brand new. Only been like in a year or two, and yeah, we're gonna corrupt him in a good way. We're gonna corrupt him in a good way, and he's so innocent.
Don't you love that? Don't you love the innocent ones? That it's like a fresh palate. It's like a breath of fresh air because you're like, oh man, I get to fuck this person up mentally.
Oh, right. Ryan from RRLC Paranormal. What's up, my brother? How you doing? How's Leslie and the kids doing, man? Seriously, how y'all doing? Caroline, I love it. How are you tonight? Welcome to the show. So, brother, we are going to be talking about metaphysical equipment, and I think this is actually something that not a lot of people discuss. I mean, obviously, Ouija boards they discuss dowsing rods. Sometimes you hear about a pendulum or two, but not too many times. There it is. There's the wizard table right there in the description. Seriously, go check them out.
Thank you, baby.
Seriously.
Thank you, Courtney. Number love, Courtney. If I get to meet you in person, I'll massage your feet. I have a foot fetish.
That makes more sense. But I was like, this is why I love you, brother, because it's so random. It's like most people like me and Marcus Welly from Minnesota. I'm always saying, as soon as I see him, I'm going to kick him in the nuts. You, I'm going to lick your feet. It's like, let's go. What's going on here? Speaking of Minnesota Spirit Hunters, there's Rochelle.
Hey, baby.
Alea, welcome back. So like I said, not a lot of people talk about the metaphysical side of it. And to me, if you're going to be an investigator, you have to be balanced because obviously you debunk things with your scientific equipment and then you validate with your metaphysical. And there's not really a good mix. Like, I don't see that a lot.
No, and there needs to be. There should be.
Oh, absolutely. So let's start off by, let's say Michael. You got Michael Wong in front of you. He's brand new to the field, just starting out like this. He wants to start looking at some metaphysical equipment. What do you suggest to him, brother? What's a good starter kit for the metaphysical?
You know, the thing is, I've been doing this since I was about 10 years old, and I'm almost 47. I'll be 47 next month. I'm in October, baby. Go figure.
Oh, there you go, lying again.
But I'll be 47 next month, and it's like, you know, people ask me all the time, where should I start with regards to the paranormal, with regards to the occult, witchcraft, sorcery, etc. And it's like I kind of draw a blank because I've been doing it for so long. I'm not sure. But honestly, you really, your best tools when you're first starting, your best tools is your mind. Your best tools is really legitimate books, information. Before you go out and purchase athames and wands and incenses and frankincense, myrrh, et cetera, you know, unlike myself, when I was like 15 years old, I conjured my first demon when I was 15 years old, and it was a great experience. It was, in fact, a incubus, and which is a male demon, and we did in fact have sexual intercourse. I was a minor, but the demon didn't care, and neither did I. But honestly, you need to start with your mind. You need to feed your mind the information because you don't want to just go out and grab tools and wands and athames and incense and pentacles and pentagrams and start summoning spirits and Ouija boards and shit. You want to feed your mind first. 100%. That's the first thing I will tell you. And I know some pretty good authors that I would recommend for people starting out.
All right. I kind of figured
also,
this was, but
also it depends on what. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is actually this is actually Victor Santiago from the Don Vic show. I thought it was.
Victor Santiago opened
I
this
thought it was. So, not to take us on a little tangent here, Ken, but I think you saw the comment. Remember we talking about my boy Howard Petry?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little warm up for you.
Oh yeah. Anyone? I'll give you some cheese, baby.
Don't tempt him. I have pictures. Donna, how are you today? That has to be Donna. She's the only one who introduces like that. Welcome to
Toronto, Canada, baby.
It is Tom Vic. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you and the family, and of course,
for sure.
So, I've actually seen an increase, and I've actually been wanting to get you on the Para-Prob podcast to talk about this. But fuck it, you're here now. I've been seeing a huge increase in crystals. People just picking up random crystals, whether it's rose quartz, third quartz, obsidian, tigers, you name it, they've been grabbing it. So, any idea, first of all, why? And secondly, if somebody does want to pick up crystals, what's some good starter ones for them?
Why? Well, you know what? Why? What is that music in the background, by the way?
So that is my non-copyright background music. What? Distraction?
Okay. All right. So the why would be we're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of enlightenment. Okay. Think about it. The age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment. People are no longer reliant on organized religion, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, et cetera, people are going out and finding their spirituality. And of course, there's a difference between religion and spirituality. But with regards to crystals, a lot of people want to pick up something like this. This is a quartz crystal. Now, this particular quartz crystal I use to call forth Lucifer. Yes, I do work with Lucifer. Lucifer is a patron deity of mine. I love Lucifer. And but a lot of people like to use quartz crystals. A lot of paranormal investigators, well, I've got my quartz crystal around my neck. I'll be safe. Huh? No, baby, you won't. You won't be safe, sweetheart. Sugar plum, sweetheart. Because let me tell you something. A lot of spirits, human and non-human, like to take up residence in quartz crystals. They like to take up residence in quartz crystals. This is a conduit. It is a housing. You can house spirits in this, and they will gladly take up the invitation, whether you truly invite them or not. Spirits love quartz crystals, human and non-human again. But you need to be careful with quartz crystals because when you go into a place that's haunted or reputed to be haunted or whatever the fuck, when you're wearing a quartz crystal around your neck, that spirit can and will attach itself to that quartz crystal because it's made of light energy. And just because it's made of light energy does not mean that a dark entity will not take up residence in that crystal. And then you will begin to experience paranormal activity in your home, poltergeist-like activity in your home, et cetera, et cetera. I want people to also understand and realize that not all demons are bad/evil, and not all angelic entities are good. Believe me when I tell you this, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been doing this shit for too fucking long. So if you're going to use a quartz crystal, investigators, you want to cleanse it in salt water, at least for a couple hours. Once you pull that shit out of the salt water, you want to bless it. Any prayer, doesn't matter what your faith is. You could be Christian, Islamic, Buddhist, Tibetan, Buddhist, pagan even. You want to cleanse that crystal with pure positive thought and prayer energy. And then you can wear your crystal. Okay? Then you can wear your crystal. Once you're done with that investigation or whatever, you need to cleanse that crystal. You cleanse it. There's two ways you can cleanse it. You put it in that salt water for a couple hours, then you take it out and you let it charge by lunar energies. Lunar energies is important. Then pull that motherfucker out and then put it then put it into the solar, put it into the sun, let that solar energy. So yeah, there's a lot to it. But you know what? If you think you can take shortcuts, okay, fine, take a shortcut. But
Well,
it'll be
before we
your
get
ass that gets bit in the end.
right, and I'll be hitting on that here in a little bit. But I did want to ask you though. Speaking of lunar energy, Tammy's getting ahead of me. But I was going to ask you, brother, is there a certain lunar phase that works the best?
There are two lunar phases that really work really good for this shit. The full moon, obviously, and a waxing moon. I wouldn't recommend on a waning moon. A waxing moon, it's increasing. A full moon, we all know. A waning moon, it's decreasing. So if you're going to charge your crystal by lunar energy, do it by a full moon or do it by a waxing moon.
Okay. Enlightened Souls ahead of the game again.
Exactly. See, Tammy knows. Tammy knows.
I love those guys. So Howard is bringing up again. You'll get a warm welcome here from Howard. She loves diamonds. Wonder if she'll like quartz crystals or still want diamonds.
Yeah, very similar. Very similar. Both can. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
Just
treat them both the same.
One's more affordable though. Brian Horton, there's a name I haven't seen in a while. What's up, my brother? How you doing? PD? PD's here in the house. Jeff, what's up, brother? Welcome back, actually.
Hello, Jeff.
Full moon, you look for a wolf, Tammy. Oh, shit. Oh, Donna, there she is. Hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna. Hey, baby.
Guys, you guys are freaking
absolutely
awesome.
Tammy's correct. You should cleanse your crystals regularly, 100%.
I honestly cleanse mine after an investigation. Usually the same night. Usually the same night. I'll put it in the salt water mix, or I'll start the process, and then I'll just leave it set for a while. I leave it for about a week, to be honest with you, brother.
You can also bury it. You can also bury it in the earth and let the earth pull that bullshit out. So.
Yep, that's what I actually do. I actually will get one of those little potted plant containers. You get it there at Walmart or whatever, and I'll just fill that and just put all my crystals in that. And I just
especially if it's local, dirt or /earth. Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I might get in trouble for this, but I use neutral ground. I actually will get it from a cemetery, like the overburden. I actually grab the overburden.
Where do you? Okay, but where in the cemetery do you get it? Because I got some recommendations for that too.
Usually, here in Pennsylvania, they have like a little side area, like near the edge of the cemetery, for any extra overburden that they might have.
Next time, get it. Next time, try getting it at the gate, the very entrance of the cemetery.
Okay. All right. Well,
because then you're dealing with the side of the living and the side of the dead, and both are cleansing it.
Oh, okay, perfect. That makes it even easier. And I don't have to go all the way in the back of the fucking cemetery.
Do it at the gates, because I read runes, and I've been reading runes since I was 16, and I used to work heavily with the goddess Hela, the goddess of the underworld, and she told me one time when I was practicing Scythe, which is Scandinavian / Germanic shamanism. She told me to take some runes, create some runes, and consecrate them at the gates of a cemetery, and that those runes would allow me to speak to the dead, and they did. And so that's what I did. But yeah, the gates of the cemetery is the best place to get soil, really.
See, even the consultant learned something. See? We all learn something every day. And now it's been a great day. It's an even better day. So, ever use sage for, I'm assuming, the cleansings?
Oh, yeah. But the thing with sage is great for stagnant energy. It's good for residual shit, but for something that's intelligent, not always, not so much.
See, we talked about kicking Marcus in the nuts, and here he is. What's up, brother?
Hey,
how are you doing? And to my beautiful niece, Raina, can't stop me now. We throw up on Daddy. So, okay, Timmy says sage won't penetrate or permanate the stones.
No, I don't recommend sage by itself. If you want to use sage, garlic is great. Absolutely, Facebook user. Here's the thing: if you want to use sage and you really want to do a heavy cleansing, you can use a combination of sage, bay leaf, cedar, and Palo Santo.
Oh, okay. Actually, obviously, I have all that. I have all that in my metaphysical bag.
Hyssop is good too.
So David's asking, do you believe in gatekeeper or gate watchers in a cemetery?
Actually, yes, I do, because my religion is voodoo, New Orleans style / Haitian voodoo. Yes, there is a gatekeeper at the cemetery, Baron Samede.
Okay. All right. And Spuzzle Casey is asking, is there any basis to the old saying where basil grows, no evil goes?
Yes, basil is very powerful. You can incorporate basil into your sage mixture as well. I believe in basil. I have it growing around my house. I cultivate it a lot, and I give it to my friends, etc. So basil is very powerful. Yes, do it.
All right, perfect. Excuse me. So I knew that wasn't going to get away. That's my hometown, New Orleans. Nolans,
baby. Open that mug.
So I wanted to ask you then, if people are, and I know you guys are still commenting, you guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys. And this gets asked to me a lot. If somebody is starting out, like I said, if someone's looking for a stone for or a crystal for protection, centering, grounding, what would you suggest would be a good starting stone for that? Because I know there's a couple that do that.
Yeah. I would recommend a couple, and that would be onyx, and hematite is really good. Onyx and hematite is really good. Obsidian, onyx, hematite, obsidian. Those are great stones for protection and for grounding. So, and you can use all three at one time. There's nothing that says you can't. So do it, baby. Nowlands, baby.
Now lands. There was Marcus trying to be Southern.
He don't know nothing about no Southern shit, y'all.
Up there in Minnesota, his Southern showing.
I'm in Florida. Trust me, I know Southern.
I love Marcus. I love these guys. I love all of our community.
Yeah, they're great.
And actually, the hematite is 100% true. I actually have a hematite bracelet that I take with me. It helps ground me, helps center me, and actually, I have green calcite that actually.
Yeah, some people like to use hematite rosaries. If they're Catholic, or even if they're not Catholic, some people that are Protestant will use hematite rosaries, and that's great. I actually have a hematite prayer beads that I have dedicated and used for Lucifer. Okay,
cool. All right, well, it's about that time of the show. I know, brother, you're on a limited time schedule, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break. So guys, do not go anywhere, because the next thing we're going to be talking about is some more equipment, but this is going to be more like the, you'll see, stick around. We'll be right back.
Big up to this crew here. We like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Rising up like the moon, elevating the mood, uplifting attitudes, cause that's what we choose to do. And I don't know about you, but there's enough negativity going around with plenty room to improve. Yeah, sometimes we collide with stress and negativity. We always let it slide. It's an elevated vibe, so fly. We touch the sky every time we ride. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Now roll back. payback time. Tell me what you find. You're gonna see the same sucker MCs on the sidelines. In the fourth quarter when it's do or die time. That's when this crew is inclined to go prime time. From day one straight till it's done. But you all know full well that we only just begun. Yeah. We stick together, one for all for one. When it gets heavy, no, we don't duck and run. Crazy thinking about the places that we've been. Now I could tell you stories that'll make your head spin. But like I said, straight, thick or thin, there's so many memories giving me silly grins. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies. Yo, I love this crew. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies. Yo, I love this crew. Big up to this crew here. We like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done. Do or die.
Welcome back, everybody. So Marcus is trying to redeem himself by saying he lives in or grew up in Tennessee. Is that far enough south for you?
I think I'm further south than anybody on here tonight. So
Oh, I mean,
I'm in Florida. Who?
Patty from the G team. She's in Florida.
Oh yeah, which part?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I forget. I'm sorry, Patty. Love you. Let's see. So Squeakers wants to know. We're going to go back on a little bit on this. This will be the last thing we'll talk about with the crystals. But Squeakers wants to know what does it mean if the crystals explode?
Oh, that means they're done. Throw them in a moving water. Throw them in a river. Moving water. Yeah, if they explode, they've taken a hit. Something has hit them. A negative entity doesn't necessarily mean it's demonic or even angelic or any non-human. It could be also a human spirit. Human spirits like to pose as other things. Okay. Yes, I do work with demons and demonic entities on a very friendly and lovable and religious basis, but I found that a lot of human spirits can wreak more havoc than anything you will ever encounter, investigators. So that means basically, again, that means that the crystal is taken, throw it away, put it in moving water. You're done with it. Okay. Goodbye.
And Facebook user, can you tell if a spirit entered your body? Like, I'm assuming you mean like a possession or oppression or even channeling.
Sometimes you can. If this person means possession, sometimes you can. But a lot of times, like a person that's possessed normally isn't going to know they're possessed. They're not going to call a priest and say, "Hey, man, I think I'm possessed." It doesn't work out.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I think. Got a demon here.
Unless of course you're doing a ritual like I have, where you allow the spirit to possess your body for whatever reason. So.
And Dina wants to know: does black tourmaline and selenite really help keep negative spirits away?
Yes, they do. Selenite is really great. I love selenite. I use it all the time. And contrary to popular belief, if you're very careful, you can in fact cleanse selenite with cool running water at your sink.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and
it's the devil's act.
We're not going to start. Howard, the rant is on the Petry dish. Don't get my rant going today with that meme. I'll say it again.
But he's right.
Yeah, I'll investigate that motherfucker any day of the week. Anyway, so this is Doug Curtis from Paratime Investigations, another one of my Canadian family members. What's up, brother? How you doing tonight? So the other thing I said before the break, we're going to talk about the equipment side of it. Let's start off with something that everybody knows: dowsing rods.
Mm-hmm.
Do you suggest those for newbies, or do you suggest? I mean, obviously, some research and learning is obviously needed. But do you suggest that they get a set right away and learn it, or should they wait a while?
Now, you know what? Everybody needs to start somewhere. And like I said earlier, books are a great place. But if you're really itching to get your hands on something, start with dowsing rods. Personally, I mean, and the copper is great. Don't get me wrong. I think copper, obviously, it's a conductor. We know that scientifically as well as spiritually. I prefer silver dowsing rods myself. So if you can afford it, get some silver and either create your own or buy some. You can buy silver dowsing rods on Etsy. Etsy's fucking amazing. Okay.
I love
Etsy. Okay. But if you can't, then go ahead and get the copper. And there's no reason why you can't start out using dowsing rods. Just be careful. Use common sense.
Well, I know a lot of people are screwed on that one. We had a saying in the Navy: "Common sense is not common." And honestly, after driving from to and from Virginia Beach area, you're fucking right. You guys are assholes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know.
So now I did want to ask this, and I know this is for some of the new people out there. Geology is actually, really important when we do investigating. Knowing, what kind of geological site you're on and whatever. If there's a water table or some kind of underground well system, do you suggest using the dowsing rods, or could that water source throw them off?
The water source could throw you off, but with experience, you will begin to understand and differentiate whether it's a water source or it's spirit energy. So it takes practice, just like anything else.
Okay, perfect. Doug says, "I'm not religious, so what could or should I do to cleanse if I feel he has an attachment? Because I don't want to cleanse before, I prefer after so I can experience it." I'm not actually too far. from that.
Sure. He wants to cleanse. He wants to cleanse after, not before, because he doesn't want to block any possible experiences from happening. Sure. I'll tell you what. Get you what's called Florida water. Okay, and it doesn't mean it's real water from Florida. Florida water is a type of cologne. It's a type of cologne. Just Amazon, you can get it all day long. Any good New Age store will carry Florida water. It's a type of cologne. And you take this Florida water and you put some of it in your tub and you splash some of it on your body whilst you're in the tub. That'll cleanse you. It's more powerful than sage and it's better than Palo Santo. It's like liquid cleansing. It's beautiful stuff. I love Florida water.
Nice. Let's see. And what was the app you talked about before to identify? Honestly, it was just called, I think, Rock Identifier. I don't have my Note 10 down here, but it's one that just says Rock Identifier. And I don't know if you've seen this, brother, but you literally just put your camera up to it, and it'll actually identify the stone or crystal for you.
I have heard of it, but I haven't used it. Sounds awesome, though.
Just like with everything else, I'm a little skeptical, but I'm trying it out. It seems to be working pretty well.
Pendulum?
How do you feel? Yeah, pendulums.
So I have a pendulum. I use a pendulum. And you wouldn't think that I would use this stone, but I do, or this crystal. I have a quartz crystal pendulum, and honestly, it's been the best pendulum that I have ever used. Pendulums are legit. They do work, but there's a give and take. In other words, the crystal does its thing, the spirit does its thing, and then you as the person, you need to be predisposed to having some sort of psychic energy as well.
Now,
all three of those things will work in tandem.
Now, how do you feel about some of these holders? Because I know there's a metaphysical shop down from me, and she has this customized pendulum holder that all you do is you put it right over top of the mat, you put the hanger up, you hang the pendulum from it, and you don't even touch it.
I don't like those because they're not getting your energy. I don't like those at all. I mean, obviously you need to steady your hand. You need to steady your hand. You need to steady your arm. But as far as those holders, nah.
See, I have, well, I know Mackenzie has one. She's got an amethyst pendulum. And I did have a rose quartz one somewhere, but I don't know where the hell that went. I think I left it somewhere. Like an asshole. I mean, we always lose stuff, but fuck it. But, yeah, I like the rose quartz one. I don't know why, but I'm just drawn to that. And
I'm tell you, man, somebody that like me that's a Luciferian, you would not think that rose quartz would be something that I would have. But that rose quartz pendulum, for me, it works beautifully. It's the best pendulum I've ever had. And the chain it hangs on is a gold color, but it's not real gold. It's fake. But that bitch works, baby.
Hey, as long as it works. And I've even seen wooden ones.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's Playa Santo wood, but it works so well. And there's ones that you can actually put stuff in it. And
now, if you want to get a wood pendulum that's great, you get one that's made out of mistletoe. Mistletoe is ancient. Mistletoe is powerful. The Druids used it. Various other pagans used it. Mistletoe is highly regarded in the ancient world. Yes, mistletoe.
Like
I actually collect mistletoe because of its power.
Now I knew mistletoe is used in our field, but I never knew it was as that much of a.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
No shit.
Yeah.
See,
yes, sir.
This is why I have my brother here on, because even I learned shit.
And I'm gonna tell you something real quick, a little side thing with regards to mistletoe and Druids. Merlin, the magician Merlin was not a name. Merlin is a title. A lot of people don't understand that. Merlin is not a specific name. It's a title. Okay.
I've heard that. And Marcus, to answer your two things. First of all, to answer your question, as far as I'm concerned, yes, there are some crystals that block activity. And the other thing is, I thought you had to fucking go. What are you doing? I mean, I'm glad you're staying around, but I think you had to fucking go. Called your ass out. I love you, brother. Steve White, welcome. Good evening. Thanks for checking out tonight, Courtney. Speaking of pendulums, have you ever heard of some people using authentic Native American arrowheads instead of crystals? I have not. I didn't even think about that because most of them are obsidian, right?
So my father is actually 3/4 Muskogee, but I honestly, dude, that sounds amazing. I mean, I've never even considered using Native American arrowheads. Never.
I didn't either, because most of them are.
I'm intrigued.
I think you just started something, Steve. See, this is why I love Para-Unity, folks. We all network.
That's great.
We all work together, and that's awesome. That's fucking
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's
we love you, Marcus.
That's 2 calendars you owe me.
If I ever get to meet you in person, I'm pinching your cheeks, Marcus.
That's not what I. Well, wait. First of all, which one? And secondly, I didn't know what you're.
Just the face. Just the face.
Well, I'll pinch the other ones. You'll get the face. I'll go for the back ones. I'll go for the. If someone says or thinks they are sensitive, what could I ask to differentiate the reals from the nubs? So I can attempt to use someone. Not strongly the mediums, but I like to use for a reference. That's a good question.
That is a good question, yeah.
My big thing with mediums and anybody with gifts is not that I'm doubting them, is validation. They have to be validated, because I can sit here and say whatever I want to say, but if I'm not validated, what good is it?
I mean, you go into a haunted location, you don't know what you're getting as far as mediums or sensitives or empaths are concerned. They could go in there and say, oh, well, I'm feeling this or I'm seeing this. You know, there's a lot of fakers out there that just want their 15 minutes of fame. So,
yeah, 100%.
Giddy up.
I think he's tempting something here, brother.
He's a freak.
Oh yeah, he is. And I'm sure if Kara and Brandon were here, they'd validate that. What is the actual purpose of the crystals then, if arrowheads would be used, etc.? I believe in natural energy, etc. What the sense? See, here's the thing. The reason why we were saying about the arrowheads is because of what they're made of. It's not the actual shape itself. It's the material, like the obsidian.
Well, and here in Florida, and not just obsidian, but especially here in Florida, North Florida, where I'm at, chert was used a lot. But it's not so much as the fact that it's arrowhead. It's how many hands has this arrowhead went through, you know, over the thousands or hundreds, well, maybe not thousands, but hundreds of years, maybe in some cases thousands, but hundreds of years. You know, if we're talking about an arrowhead that's been dug up from a creek bed or what have you, then yeah, of course it's going to hold energy. But please be careful, because I used to drum and travel the Powwow Trail for years and years, for like 15 years, and I've met a lot of people that has no Indian blood, 100% white, that have went out and found these arrowheads, and their family and themselves, they've become cursed, and they had horrible things happen to them.
Here's a new one on me as well. Shark teeth. Shark teeth
Sure.
pendulums.
This is all natural stuff. I mean, it comes from the earth. It's all natural, and the earth has energy. The earth is a living being. She is a living entity. So, you know, energy is energy is energy.
You know, I just had a thought. If we're going to be trying arrowheads, I want to try musket balls.
Sure.
Like Revolutionary Civil War.
Yeah, I mean,
musket balls.
you're talking about ones that are legitimately has been used, right?
Oh,
yeah, of course.
Like already fired.
You know, I'm right there with you. I'm always willing to try new things and have different experiences, go out on a limb and be a little dangerous, you know, take chances.
Well, you never experience anything if you don't take chances.
Exactly. Have you ever spiritual journey? I don't know who this question's for, but if it's for me, then yes, I have. In fact, my Miko means king or chief in the Muskogee Creek. I'm actually a Miko. Have been for 9 years, but I did a sweat lodge by myself. Normally you don't do them by yourself. And my chief at the time gave me peyote, and I consumed peyote while I was in the sweat lodge, and I experienced a lot of powerful things. Yes, a lot of powerful things. Peyote is a beautiful, beautiful medicine.
Mm-hmm. I actually heard and experienced peyote of my own out in California. That was fun.
Yeah.
And Squeakers, we can change that. I know somebody with a musket, so we can change that real quick. But the other, so that's actually with the peyote and some of these herbs. It brings me to the next one. Like a lot of people, like we said, sage. But what most people don't realize is there's actually different types of sage. There's white sage, black sage, and then there's some that is mixed with lavender. There's some that's mixed with rose water, rose petals, a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest for these people starting out creating a metaphysical bag? What would you suggest them putting in there first?
You should be able to get it. I would recommend what's called silver sage. Silver sage is great. You should be able to get it. I have a source that I get it from in Alabama, and then she has a source that she gets it from out west. But it's a beautiful, the leaves on it are a lot smaller than your typical white sage. And don't get me wrong, white sage is great too, but silver sage, that's what I prefer. That's my go-to.
Okay. So then let's go on a functionality of the sage. I know a lot of people have the impression and idea when you hear sage of just lighting the damn thing and just waving it around like a fucking idiot all throughout the house. Oh, I'm not even joking. I've seen teams do that, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, no, they don't know.
No. So, what? Can you go over a quick little how-to on how to properly use sage, so that way people aren't waving around like fucking idiots?
Well, first of all, I don't recommend the bound sage, the stick sage as they call it. I recommend the loose sage put into an abalone shell. And then you need to get a feather from a bird of prey. Now, listen, you need to be careful about that shit, because if you have a hawk feather, an eagle feather, you need to be careful, and you don't need to tell no motherfucker you got it, because that's a federal offense if you're caught with an eagle feather or if you're caught with any kind of bird of prey feather. But if you got that bird of prey feather and you have that loose sage and you have that abalone shell, then that's what you need to smudge with. That's what you need to waft around that residence or wherever the fuck you're at. Also, you need to open all the windows and all the doors in that home if you're smudging, because please don't have the windows and the doors closed, because you'll just have demons and fucking negative energies running around in circles and shit. Don't do that. Open that shit up.
I have made that mistake before.
Yeah, don't open all your windows and all your doors, turn on all your lights, get your cabinets under your beds, etc. But a bird of prey feather, loose sage, and abalone shell. That's the best way to do it. And I could teach you guys some traditional Native American songs to sing while you're smudging, songs that are meant to be sung while you're actually smudging. And I would be willing to teach that and give that out to the public. Somebody had mentioned something about sweetgrass. Now, here's the thing about sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is great. It's all gravy, baby. But sweetgrass calls all the spirits, the good and the bad. So you do not, listen to me, you do not want to burn sweetgrass by itself, ever, ever, ever. All right. This was taught to be my Miko / medicine man. You do not want to burn sweetgrass by itself. If you're going to burn sweetgrass, burn it first, then follow it up with a mixture of sage and cedar. Okay.
So I did have a question, and this was actually brought up, and at first I kind of chuckled about it when I was asked, but it kind of makes sense. Your thoughts? Smudging while saying Christian prayers.
I have no issue with that. I don't think there's a problem with that. I think that a person, if they're smudging, they should go on whatever their personal faith is. I don't care if you believe in Ronald McDonald, if you believe that fucking clown's going to do whatever.
Oh, my badass definitely does. My badass definitely believes in Ronald. But no, I found it interesting because that's what I do. I do that. I smudge and I say prayers, and then me personally, I always end all my smudgings or blessings, whatever you want to be, with the Lord's Prayer. That's me. That's what I believe.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'll give you an example of a Muskogee prayer. Let's say I'm smudging, right, and I'm closing a prayer. I will say, Mado hasaka demisi ibofananga hofen hokana momakus mado. Okay, that's Muskogee.
Very nice. You heard it here. Well, I've heard it here first. I've never heard that before, so I've heard it here first. Actually, I agree with Doug. Stray away from their Native American beliefs or used as wicked beliefs, etc. He's a firm believer in energy, the ebb and flow of life and death. Absolutely. I think people need to respect all aspects, not be narrow-minded. 100%.
Exactly. 100%.
Bro.
He knows. Yes.
You sweep it out with wicked broom. Absolutely.
That's true. Yes, he can.
Dina's sad about she was the one who said about the sweetgrass.
Just follow it up. Follow it up, baby. Follow it up.
Okay. She said she's burned it with sage, though.
There you go. You're all right.
Love the smell. Good smell.
Smell. Who doesn't? I have some hanging in my rearview mirror. It's beautiful.
Doug's asking if you can network with him. Some audio files, titles for various things.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Let's see. Steve wrote me a freaking book. Thanks, Steve. No, I appreciate you guys. I love the audience because you guys are so fucking interactive because, it's less shit I got to think of. Speaking of Sage, love to get your thoughts on this when it comes to residual energy, a.k.a. hauntings. Residuals supposedly removes unwanted energy. Is it possible that Sage could remove a residual haunting from a home?
Yes, it can, and that is the primary function of sage, is to remove residual stagnant energy. So yes,
I agree. Now I will say this, and I don't know about you, brother, but I feel like residual energy is a little bit more difficult to get rid of because
100%
of depth it is. Because a lot of people forget that residual energy isn't just right there. It's not like a DVD. You just pull the DVD out. It's embedded and imprinted in that location.
No, I have said this before, and you basically took the words right out of my mouth. Based on my experience, residual energy is harder to get rid of because you're not dealing with an intelligence.
Yes.
It doesn't know.
Exactly. And there's no mental state of these residuals. They're just doing their thing.
There's no intelligence there.
No, it's just like I use this analogy of taking a DVD out of the DVD player, but I also use the analogy that a residual is just like a DVD. You put the DVD in, you sit there, you try to talk to the actors and actresses, they don't fucking care about you. They don't know you're there.
It's like the other day when I was when I was watching the movie Annie with my husband, you know, he was singing it. I didn't know the fucking words, but whatever. He's more feminine than I am, you know, and I'm yelling at Oliver Warbucks. He doesn't fucking hear me.
He's a fucking prick. Fuck him.
He's a multi-billionaire asshole.
Beat his ass up, take his money, and call it a fucking day. But no, they don't know you're there. They don't care you're there. They're just gonna do whatever they fucking want to do.
Let me tell you experience I had with residual energy. I was called into a place one time to remove a spirit that was haunting the place. Well, come to find out, there was no spirit. Nobody had died there. What it was an extremely abusive family that lived in this home for like 6 years. But and none of them died. They were still alive when they moved. They were still alive. But because of the extreme amount of abuse that went on in this home for 6 years, guess what? That energy was still there from living people.
Mm-hmm.
It was still there.
That is a dangerous grounds because you can also get poltergeist from that shit.
That's right. I also had a woman one time in Tallahassee. She was she had mentally she had some mental issues. I won't go into details, but she was actually creating a PK entity.
Oh, see, that's why if I move, as soon as I move out of a location, like my last day in the apartment, I will cleanse or smudge. I will walk through. I will say a prayer, and even when I move into a new place, I will do the same thing. Because whatever is there, I want it to be my energy, my family's energy, end of story. I don't want any residual bullshit from something else. Doug's asking, should you remove anything that isn't harmful? Should we meddle with anything that isn't doing anything wrong? AKA who we are hurt. So anything positive. Do you think that you should remove any positive energy?
If you can help not removing positive energy, then that would obviously be a plus. But sometimes, you know, it gets caught up in the crossfire, and it can't be helped.
Yeah, and you said something, I think it was on the Para Crew. We were talking about, you know, banishing and all that good stuff. But yeah, you can't decipher between one or the other. You're talking extremely, number one, it's extremely difficult, and number two, it's not 100% that's going to work. You can try, but yeah, if you have like Aunt Sally over in the corner, you want to hang out, but you've got 6 other spirits there, you know, oppressing you and your family. Sorry, Aunt Sally.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, and unfortunately, Aunt Sally might get caught up in the crossfire.
Yeah. You
gotta weigh that shit out, you know.
And actually, Doug brings up a good thing. And actually, before we end tonight, because I know you gotta get going, brother. Haunted objects, trigger objects, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. I always ask that. I always ask if a client has, you know, any antiques. Like, do they go antiquing? Do they go to yard sales? Do they get secondhand stuff? What is your best advice for people that bring home that stuff? Like, what if they go to a yard sale, see like an old grandfather or grandmother clock, looks beautiful, they bring it home? You know, what's your suggestion to prepare them?
Well, the thing is, if the spirit is attached to it, it's been attached to it for that long, and even after it switched so many hands and the spirit's still attached to it, you're not going to smudge it away. The best thing you can do is to give it away. I'm not saying you need to put it on somebody else, but you know, shit happens, right?
An old coworker, old boyfriend, girlfriend, you know,
give it to an enemy, you know. More than likely, you're not going to be able to make a detachment from that object. It's not going to happen. But if you want to neutralize the situation, take that object and bury it in the west. Buried in the west of where you live. And the same thing with Ouija boards. If you get I love Ouija boards. I have one in the background. I use Ouija boards all the time. I've had nothing but the best, most positive, amazing spiritual experiences with Ouija boards. Some people have had horrible experiences. You hear about people saying, oh my God, it burst into flames and floated across the room and tried to stab me with a corner, blah, 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 whatever. if you're in a haunted place and you have a haunted object, or even not a haunted place, just a haunted object, and you want to get rid of that energy, you want to dismiss it, Ouija boards are the same way. Bury it in the West. Just bury that shit in the West, okay?
I don't know
Preferably off of your property in the West, because the West is the direction of diminishing. Now, this is coming from an occultist who's been practicing since I was 10 years old. I'm almost 47. I know what I'm talking about. Bury that shit in the West, and the earth will absorb that energy, and it'll neutralize it. You'll be fine.
You ain't no 47.
I am.
No, you're lying to me.
Nice. 10/17/75, baby. October 17, 1975, honey.
You in your 20s. But
I wish.
I don't know why, but when I said about the grandmother clock, I just had like this really weird image of like building like a little mini altar inside of it and just give me to like an ex or like that terrible coworker that you hate. Here, you deal with this.
Hey, I got solutions for terrible coworkers too, but I don't know if we got time for all that.
We can do a part two. maybe,
Right.
maybe we'll do that. Well, anyway, brother, I know you got to get going. I really appreciate you coming and co-hosting, and you know it's great. We do these shows to help the audience learn some things and new people learn some things. I mean, hell, I learned some things tonight, and it's always the same with you, brother. And I really appreciate all your time. I know you're busy. And you know what I also love about you is you're about family as well.
Absolutely,
Family
I am.
comes first, and
100%.
I have the utmost respect for you for that.
I appreciate it, man, and thank you for asking me to come on. And nothing but love to you, Para crew, and all the audience, and you know all those good, wonderful things. So I would say, infernal blessings on everybody, baby.
Much love and respect to you, my brother, and your family.
All right. Take care.
You too. Have a great night.
Bye.
That was the one and only Ken Allen. I love that guy. But in a straight way. That's Brian Laverty always says. No, I really, really love Ken Allen. I love Mr. Speed. Those guys know their shit. So, again, if you haven't already, head over to the Wizards Table over on Facebook. You can find their show. Amazing show. Very informative. But I want to also thank you guys in the audience. You guys have been fucking awesome. I love you guys to death. Anytime, Steve. Anytime. You can catch the show, actually, every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, for next week, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to have some fun. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to see next week? We had scientific equipment. We had the metaphysical tonight with Mr. Ken Allen. What do you guys want to know about next? Leave in the comments below what you want next week's episode to be, and we will make it happen, because that's what it's about, is helping you guys with any problems that you guys may have or any questions you might have. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But like I stated before, please go also into the link or the description below. There are multiple links down there for Para-Post Network Central. Para-Post, Parapost.net. There is also one for the Global Ghost Hunt. Go check them out as well. Or check us out, I should say, because you won't regret that one. And also for our boy Scott Wilson's fundraiser, as we mentioned earlier. And in the links above, in everyone's, there should be a link to the one our boy Howard Petry is doing. So go check him out, guys. Always for a great cause. So even if you can donate $1, $2, whatever, even just sharing it out, it is appreciated. So go to those links and help. Don't see a way to comment on YouTube. Okay, so let me see. Before we go here, let me bring that up. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this up, and I will help you guys out. We'll go ahead and we'll send out Howard's link again, because this is going to a really good cause, and that is the Jessica Marie Petry Foundation. But you definitely, where is it? Here it is. So I'm going to bring this up. Here is the Facebook page. So please, I know over on YouTube, sorry about that, but head on over and share some love. Like I said, even if it's a share, even if you guys can just share the page, $1 or $2 goes a long way. So But that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. So don't forget to, who do we have? Squeakers. Who do we have on Wednesday? I don't know who we have on Wednesday. Uh-oh. So, again, guys, let me know what you guys want to see for next Monday night. But this Wednesday, there's Para time. What's up, bro? The 3 knocks. Oh, it's above me. I'm in the basement. That's the floor. My father-in-law's walking around. Wednesday on the Para Crew podcast, we have Relax and Let Go with our brother Charles, and I can't wait to chat with him. And then Thursday, you'll catch us on the Petry Dish at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That is also on Paralinks. Go check them out. And Forget Me Not, the one and only Forget Me Not. Who can forget them? Forget Me Not Paranormal on Friday night for the Para Crew podcast. We have a hell of a week. We have a great lineup. And like I said, again, if you guys want to know or have something, any questions or any topic you want to discuss for next week, let me know. We'll check it out. But that's going to do it for me. So there's only one thing left for me to say. Y'all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Have fun. Stay safe. And as always, guys, happy awnings.